All right. What is up, boyos? Crazy day. Crazy day today. I'm finally getting home from work after the insanity that was today. And here, let me make a thumbnail real quick. Here, we gotta get a face for the thumbnail. What about like a how's that? Is that good? That's a good thumbnail face? Okay. Yeah, so obviously, if you haven't heard yet, uh, Activision is being bought by Microsoft. Absolutely insane. Of course, me and Nick are going to cover this next Monday on Last Week in Games, but I felt like this was way too important to not talk about right now, today. Um, just the most unexpected thing I've ever heard. Just a few days ago, our boy, our papa, our proud papa of gaming, Phil Spencer, was talking about how he needs to reevaluate his relationship with Activision after the scandals that are going on with Activision. Them actually being sex pests. And Phil Spencer says, "Oh, we need to reevaluate that." I didn't think that meant we're gonna fucking buy Activision. That's the most insane outcome that could have ever happened. And I never imagined was gonna happen in a million years. But here we are. Here we are. So to start this off, how about we read? This comes directly from Microsoft.com, Microsoft News. Microsoft to acquire Activision Blizzard to bring the joy and community of gaming to everyone across every device. Uh, um, oh, wow. With 3 billion people actively playing games today and fueled by a new generation steeped in the joys of interactive entertainment, gaming is now the largest and fastest growing form of entertainment. Today, Microsoft Corp announced plans to acquire Activision Blizzard Inc., a leader in game development and interactive entertainment content publisher. This acquisition will accelerate the growth in Microsoft's gaming business across mobile, PC, console, and cloud, and will provide building blocks for the metaverse. Whatever that means. Microsoft will acquire Activision Blizzard for $95 per share in an all-cash transaction valued at $68.7 billion, inclusive of Activision Blizzard's net cash. When the transaction closes, Microsoft will become the world's third largest gaming company by revenue, behind Tencent and Sony. The planned acquisition includes iconic franchises from the Activision Blizzard and King Studios like Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, Call of Duty, and Candy Crush, in addition to global esports activities through Major League Gaming. The company has studios around the world with nearly 10,000 employees. Bobby Kotick, the current CEO of Activision, will continue to serve as CEO of Activision Blizzard, and he and his team will maintain their focus on driving efforts to further strengthen the company's culture and accelerate business growth. Once the deal closes, the Activision Blizzard business will report directly to Phil Spencer, CEO Microsoft Gaming. Quote, gaming is the most dynamic and exciting category in entertainment across all platforms today and will play a key role in the development of metaverse platforms, said Satya Nadella, chairman and CEO of Microsoft. Quote, we're investing deeply in world-class content, community, and the cloud to usher in a new era of gaming that puts players and creators first and makes gaming safe, inclusive, and accessible to all. Quote, players everywhere love Activision Blizzard games, and we believe the creative teams have their best work in front of them, said Phil Spencer, CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Together, we will build a future where people can play the games they want, virtually anywhere they want. Quote, for more than 30 years, our incredibly talented teams have created some of the most successful games, said Bobby Kotick, CEO of Activision Blizzard. The combination of Activision Blizzard's world-class talent and extraordinary franchises with Microsoft's technology, distribution, access to talent, ambitious vision, and shared commitment to gaming and inclusion will help ensure our continued success in an increasingly competitive industry. Mobile is the largest segment in gaming, with nearly 95% of all players globally enjoying games on mobile. Through great teams and great technology, Microsoft and Activision Blizzard will empower players to enjoy the most immersive franchises like Halo and Warcraft virtually anywhere they want. And with games like Candy Crush, Activision Blizzard's mobile business represents a significant presence and opportunity for Microsoft in this fast-growing segment. The acquisition also bolsters Microsoft's Game Pass portfolio with plans to launch Activision Blizzard games into Game Pass, which has reached a new milestone of over 25 million subscribers. With Activision Blizzard's nearly 400 million monthly active players in 190 countries and $3 billion franchises, this acquisition will make Game Pass one of the most compelling and diverse lineups of gaming content in the industry. Upon close, Microsoft will have 30 internal game development studios, along with additional publishing and esports production capabilities. The transaction is subject to customary closing conditions and completion of regulatory review and Activision Blizzard shareholder approval. The deal is expected to close in fiscal year 2023 and will be accretive to non-GAAP earnings per share upon close. The transaction has been approved by the boards of directors of both Microsoft and Activision Blizzard. Okay, that's a lot of stuff I just read there. Okay, let's break it down a little. Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard. This includes games like Overwatch, Diablo, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft. It also includes things like Candy Crush, okay, with King. This includes Treyarch Studios, Raven Software, High Moon, Infinity War, Toys for Bob. This includes things like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. The list goes on and on forever, really. There's so much that is involved in this. And first of all, let's talk about it. Is this good for gaming? And this is a conversation I plan on having with Nick on Monday because I want to hear his take. I'll give you a little taste of what I think here. I think I'm of two minds with it. And I will say this to Nick too, but I'm of two minds with it. I think it's good for Activision and Activision employees. One thing's for certain, them going to Xbox is going to make their lives a lot more professional and probably a much more stable workplace than it was before. I've never heard any sorts of allegations that Xbox is a bad place to work. I've never heard that any of their studios are bad to work for. And it's going to be interesting to see that play out. And I think when this deal closes, Bobby Kotick is going to be out. So Bobby Kotick is going to be the CEO, I think, for the next year of Activision. He will remain there for the next year, but as soon as Activision is picked up by Xbox, Bobby Kotick is out. Okay, so that's good. I also think it's good for things like, like the dead properties over at Activision Blizzard. Things like Crash Bandicoot, where I think they weren't going to do anything after It's About Time I think that game didn't do particularly well, and I think they were going to let Toys for Bob, who made Crash Bandicoot, It's About Time, just sort of die off. Now I think Xbox will actually look at Crash Bandicoot and Spyro as sort of important franchises for their catalog, because something they're missing is awesome third-person platformer games, which Sony is so good at and has been dominating them. But this is so beyond competing with Sony at this point. It's so beyond that, because everything they just picked up, and this goes without saying, like they picked up Bethesda just a couple years ago. So now they own Bethesda and Activision Blizzard and King and all of these different studios. I think what's weird is with Sony, if you compare this to Sony just recently picked up Insomniac, which is a studio. Sony is notorious for picking up great studios. What Xbox has been doing is picking up publishers. They're picking up publishers, which include multiple studios. And they're just making Game Pass a crazy deal that is impossible to pass up, I should say. And there's no way to deny that Xbox Game Pass is the move 100% when it comes to gaming value right now. Do I think this is good for gaming in the long run, though? I'm a little concerned, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little concerned. I'm concerned that Microsoft is slowly becoming a monopoly. I felt this way when Disney bought Fox as well. It seems very similar to that, only worse. This feels worse because they just bought one of the big three when it comes to third-party publishers. There was Activision Blizzard, there's EA, and there's Ubisoft. And, Bethesda was right behind there. They picked off Bethesda. Now they got Activision Blizzard. Now there's two of them left, okay? If Sony picks up EA or Ubisoft, I don't think that's a good thing either, because we're slowly dwindling away third-party publishers. So what does this mean for smaller publishers that are trying to get off the ground? They could just get bought up anytime. And it's not just gaming. This is just the way our system is. It's rigged. If you have any sort of success, you're immediately going to get bought up by some company that doesn't give a shit. And I think for right now, Xbox has a lot to prove. So I think for the next few years, I think we'll see like Call of Duty looking better than ever. Maybe breaks between Call of Duties so they can be nice and polished. Maybe you take Raven Software off of there so they can go make a different game, and you just have Treyarch and Infinity Ward on there making games like they used to. And maybe you see a new Crash Bandicoot and all this shit, and they're just dominating the game. What's going to happen to Sony in there? Sony's going to get dominated unless they do something crazy. And I'm a Sony fan. Like, don't get me wrong. I am a Sony fan through and through. But what happens if Sony dies and Sony gets bought by Xbox? They have no competition. And at that point, that's when Xbox gets complacent. That's when gaming is just Xbox or nothing. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for intellectual properties. It's not a good thing for art. I will say right now, I love Phil Spencer. I love what he has to say. But this is scary stuff. Not to be like a fearmonger here. I think it's going to be interesting to see this all play out though. I'm questioning whether or not they're even going to be allowed to purchase them. I think they will be. I think it's going to go through without a hitch. Could this have happened had there not been the drama over at Activision Blizzard? I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, seems like it's a very strange time to be a gamer. Things are very weird. Things like Game Pass are great. I'm gonna love to see what Sony has in response to this. Yeah, this is absolutely insane. And I'm not really even an Activision fan, but there's no denying that Call of Duty alone has been the best-selling game franchise for the past 13 years. According to the NPD numbers, the best top 2 selling games of 2021 were Call of Duty Vanguard and Call of Duty Cold War. Both of them. And that's just Call of Duty. And that has nothing, not to mention World of Warcraft, one of the best-selling MMOs of all time. And we're going to see how they implement that into Game Pass. It's a wild time to be alive. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I'm scared to see how it plays out. How does a small publisher / studio survive in a space where only game streaming exists? How do you sell a game when only game streaming exists? I don't know. And these are the questions. Is the only way to get your game seen now to strike some sort of deal with Xbox, with Game Pass? What does this mean for Steam? With Game Pass coming over to PC, what happens to Steam? Does Valve create some sort of Game Pass situation? Do they team up with Sony to create some sort of Game Pass situation on the PC? I don't know. Does Valve buy PlayStation? It's really, these are the questions I have. I have no idea. And I think over the next year, before this deal goes through, we're going to see Sony step it into desperation mode. Especially considering it's just seemed to be blunder after blunder when it comes to Sony this generation. And Xbox just killing it. Just killing it nonstop. So I'm excited to see what happens. Please join us on Monday, where we're probably going to have a nice, long, beefy discussion about all of this, me and Nick, on our show Last Week in Games, where you can come watch us live at twitch.tv/lonercast. And you can come hear us talk about all this. Yeah, man. I may even stream, depending on when I post this. I plan on streaming on Wednesday night, so join me then, and we can have a discussion in the chat as well. Make sure you follow, subscribe, whatever you do on YouTube on this video. I just needed to rant for a little bit about this because this is absolutely insane. Insane. Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.